Okay, I'm just going to make a video to explain how to use this brilliant website that's called Flightradar24.com. If you have been using the website, even if you've been active on it, after 30 minutes the web page shows this message and you have to basically refresh your browser, and by refreshing your browser all you have to do is click the reload button up there. I'm using Google Chrome browser to show you this demonstration. Same principles if you're using Firefox, and for the love of God don't use Internet Explorer. That's Microsoft's dodgy browser with more holes in it than Swiss cheese. So right, I've just refreshed the page. So the website I'm trying to get people to look at is Flightradar24.com. You can bookmark that in your browser, and in order to bookmark a website you go up to that star in Chrome, click on that and then select whichever place you want to save the bookmark in, you know, whatever folder you save it in. So you might create an aviation folder or something like that. Anyway, Flight Radar is basically it's like being an air traffic controller. You can move all around the world, and they put these little yellow icons of planes, and they're usually pretty accurate. Obviously they've got to pick up different receivers that are on planes. At the moment, on the top left of the web page, they tell you how many planes they're currently tracking. So 11,000, well, nearly 11,800 planes that they're currently tracking around the world using their different receivers. And these are the receivers that are on planes sending information down to air traffic controllers. So whoever's built this website has figured out a way to collect that information and then display it like this. Obviously bigger icons are bigger types of planes, and if you use your mouse, you can click on the yellow plane, whichever one you want, and it opens up a little tab on the left hand side of your browser. And sometimes they'll show you a photograph of the actual plane, but sometimes they just use like a stock photo of that type of plane, so be wary, it's not necessarily that exact plane. It tells you the airline, which is in this particular case Air Canada Rouge. That's the flight name, I believe, there just above it. Then they tell you where the plane's come from. It's going from Athens to Montreal, Canada. They tell you ATD, that's actual time of departure, and ETA, that's when it's supposed to land. And obviously they tell you the different time zones, which you know, obviously in England we use GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, which is the line that goes through London, Greenwich. And just to confuse matters, on the top right of the web page they always show the time in UTC, Universal Time. So they're saying it's 12:31. I'm in England and it's actually 1:31. So UTC is 1 hour behind the time that I'm thinking of. So anyway, click on the plane and you can just be like an air traffic controller. Oh, I should have. Well, I've just clicked on another one. So the one I've just clicked on that's currently over Wales heading towards the Brecon Beacons is a Virgin Atlantic plane taken off from LHR London Heathrow. You can click on those names and I'll show you everything in this video. So if you hover over it, it tells you which airport that is. LHR is London Heathrow. And that one there, Washington, how do you say that? Jules International Airport, Jules? I don't know. Pardon my mistake. So I've explained times. It tells you what type of plane it is, so that's an Airbus A340. It even tells you the registration of the plane, so you can obviously Google that. You can type in G-VWEB and find out all kinds of information about the plane. Brilliant thing is it tells you altitude, and if you hover over it, it tells you what that is in meters. So 9,000 meters at the moment, and it tells you how much it's climbing, so it's going up at 2,000 feet a minute at the moment. So it's climbing. Speed, it tells you in knots. I don't really understand knots, but if you hover over it, it tells you what it is in miles an hour. 520 miles an hour. So it tells you speed, and it even tells you things like latitude, blah blah blah. But and then there's these other buttons here. Show route. I'll click on that. So we're covering this Virgin Atlantic plane at the moment. So show route. If I click on that there, let's see what happens. Right, and it shows you where the proposed flight path is, where it's supposed to be going. So that's useful if you want to see where a plane's supposed to be going. Let's do the next one. What's the next one? Follow aircraft. What happens if you click on that? Okay, so it basically wipes the screen of all the other planes that would be there, so you're only looking at the information about that one plane, so you don't get confused. Okay, alright, next button, 3D. Now if you click on 3D, you get a cockpit view. They show you in a kind of virtual reality mode what it would be like if you're on that plane, what you'd be looking at. This has normally been working. Maybe they've updated the website. Now they're saying I need to download the Google Earth plugin. I don't understand that. I've got Google Earth software on my computer. Right, let's get the plugin. I might as well show you what to do. Let's go for it. So click on download the plugin. Hopefully you've already got Google Earth on your computer. That's a bit of software you can get for free that displays the Earth as like an aerial map. It's brilliant. Right. Oh, that's not much use, is it? Google Earth plugin failed, system busy. That's not any use to me, is it? Right, I'll try one more time. If it fails again, then oh, that's better. So 910 kilobytes. That's nothing. So double click on that. Once it's finished. Once you've got the whole 910 kilobytes, it's nothing. I mean, that's less than 1 megabyte. Let's see what happens. I'm waiting for something to happen. Right, here we go. This opens up. Click on run. Just for my own privacy, I might sometimes have to pan the camcorder away in case I have to log in or anything like that. I'm not going to show you my password or anything like that. Any private information I'll have to avoid. But anyway, eventually I'll be able to show you. I hardly ever use this cockpit view. But if you, for some reason, want to see what view people on the plane would look like, you can use it. Sorry for the delay, folks. This is simply me having to wait for this software to do something. Right, so user account control, click yes. As I said, I don't understand why I'm having to install this plugin. Normally, last time I used this cockpit view, I didn't have to do anything. And as I said, I've already got Google Earth, so I don't understand why I'm having to install a plugin. But anyway, I'll do it. Get on with it. Sorry for the delay, but anyway, at least I'm showing you what it would be like for you to go through this process should you need to install the plugin. Maybe it's because I was using the cockpit view in Firefox. For some reason it works fine in Firefox, but in Chrome I seem to need this plugin. Or maybe, like I said, maybe they've updated their website recently. I've got a fast internet connection, so it shouldn't take long for this to install, hopefully. So anyway, while that's installing, I'll just show you there's buttons down here you can click on to move from on to off to select different things you can view as if you're the pilot of the plane. So muck around with those if you want to when you use Flightradar. This, like I said, this is not what I normally do. This is not how I normally use Flightradar24. This is one option. This is one thing you can do with it. Entirely up to you if you decide to have a look at this cockpit view thing. Sorry for the delay, folks. Anyway, I'll carry on talking so you can learn some stuff while I'm waiting. Flightradar24.com is free to use. As I said, if you use it for free, every 30 minutes it times out and you have to refresh your browser. There is a premium version you can pay for and it'll never time out. Up to you if you're that keen on doing that. And they also have apps for smartphones. There's an app for iPhones and there's an app for phones that run the Android operating system, which you get from the Google Play Store. And the app for iPhones obviously comes from iTunes, the software you install on your computer. And I've been using Flightradar24 for, I don't know, It must be 2, 3, 4 years, something like that. Somebody told me about it once when I was putting aviation videos onto YouTube, and somebody left me a comment and said, did you know blah 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 that flight radar? No, I haven't looked back since. It's brilliant. And basically, with your mouse, wherever you are on a map, imagine that's the map, you right click on the map, and then while still holding the mouse button down, you can drag the map and drag the map to wherever you want it to be looking at. So for me, I normally look at what's going on in England, but you can drag the map and look at what's going on in America and Africa, anywhere around the world. Well, anywhere around the world that they have these the receiver equipment. Okay, installation complete. Sorry, I'm waffling on. Click close. Right, now what have I got to do? Do I simply need to refresh the page in order to start using that? I'll give it a few seconds, see if they say anything. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll close that. Now that they've said I've installed it, I'll close that. And I will refresh the web page. So I've clicked on that. And let's see what happens. Come on. While I'm waiting, down on the side of Flightradar24 they tell you this is they've got a Twitter account, so they also tell you some things that are going on. Right, so we're back to that plane. Okay, so let's click on 3D again. Let's see if it'll work this time. Ah, you're driving me crazy. I just installed it. So this could well be a case where I have to actually restart the entire browser. I don't really want to have to close the browser. So, yeah, I'm not going to do that. You'll have to figure it out yourself. I don't want to restart the browser. So, blah, blah, blah. And what's the last button there? Share. I've never used share. So anyway, as I was saying, if you want to move to a different area, you left click your mouse and then just drag the map wherever you want, and you can use these buttons here to zoom in or out of the map, make the map, so minus button makes the map smaller, and as you can see, you have to wait for the planes to reappear sometimes when you're changing size of the map. But just look at how many planes are flying. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, that's just Europe. So as you can see, there's a few seconds delay. Blah, blah, blah. I'll zoom right out so you can see their entire map of the planet. There you go. Once you've zoomed out, it actually duplicates. You see, there's South America, there's South America. So you get the idea. Just look how many planes. And when planes are in that darker orange, that's for some reason, American planes quite often have a 5-minute delay. I guess that's for security reasons. They don't want you to know exactly where the plane is, so there's like a 5-minute delay on any plane that's in orange. And then to go back, you can either roll the mouse wheel, so scroll your mouse wheel to make the map bigger again, and then it nearly always moves the map in slightly the wrong direction you want, so again you have to click and drag the map. Or you can use the plus button there. So I'm clicking on the plus button to zoom in. Okay. And then another useful trick is where there's an airport, you get a blue dot. If you click on the blue dot, that opens up information about what's going on at that particular airport. They tell you things like arrivals, departures, and what planes are currently on the ground. This is for Cambridge Airport in England. They even tell you the local temperature, 25 degrees today, lovely. Okay, so arrivals, they've got nothing. Let's click on, oh, it might still be loading actually, sorry. Yeah, always check if the blue circle's spinning around on the flight radar tab, then it's still loading stuff. And you can look down in the bottom left in Chrome and it actually tells you what you're waiting for, what part of the web page is causing the delay. And it's blooming annoying sometimes when one particular part of the website doesn't load and you have to wait for a while. Come on! Right, so arrivals, they're not telling me anything for Cambridge. Departures, I'll click on that. Let's see if there's anything going to come up. Cambridge Airport doesn't have a lot of activity. There's probably not much on the ground. There we go. There's a Boeing 737 I saw come in to land just a little while ago. That landed at 12:46, and as you can see, well, nearly an hour ago now. So there you go. You can find out what's at an airport, what's due to depart, and what's arrived. And that's not just for Cambridge Airport, that's for any of the airports on here. So Heathrow would be absolutely bonkers if I clicked on that one. Let's click on Heathrow. Right, on the ground they're saying there's those two. Departures, this is going to be, look at that. So you can find out tons of information using this. I'm trying to think if you can actually... Yeah, I think you can actually. If you click on the actual flight, these have already departed. So click on the actual flight number sort of thing. Click on that. Okay, and that just brings up more information about the flight. What's today's date? Today's the 3rd of July. Where's the 3rd of July? That's that one there. Oh, that one hasn't actually taken off. I've clicked on the plane, hasn't taken off. Oh well. Anyway, so there's tons of information you can use. Drag the map around. Have a look at whatever area of the sky you're interested in. So if you're in, let's go to Texas. Sometimes it's better to zoom out a bit if you're making a big distance jump, or else you have to keep on clicking so much. Right, so let's go to Texas. You use the scroll button on your mouse to zoom in, or use the plus and minus buttons. Yeah, where did I come into? I came into land at Fort Worth, Texas. So let's have a look at what's going on. There's two airports in Dallas. Dallas Love Field, and I landed at that one there, Dallas Fort Worth, which is a very busy airport. And there you go. Just look at how many planes are going around Fort Worth at the moment. Let's just click on one. Okay, American Airlines. So there you go. You get the information. Type of plane, registration, height, blah blah blah. Speed is excellent. So the beauty of this is, let's say you're in Fort Worth, you can know what planes are about to fly over your house, sort of thing. If you look at this, you can spend so much time using Flightradar24. I think it's brilliant. And then I'm making a video, and then up the top, they can give you links to get the apps. If you click on social, they've got forum. Click on forum. Obviously you have to join the forum. You have to give them your email address, create a password, and then you can ask questions. You can find out all about how Flightradar works using their forum. Okay, so just read all these different sections of the forum if you want. A lot of people use the general aviation one, where people talk about anything to do with planes, plane spotting. You can tell people about any flight you've been on. And aviation photography is fairly popular as well. You can share any photos you've taken of planes, or videos you've taken of planes. I sometimes share on here. They've even got Flightradar24 in other languages. Okay, so oops. So you have to give username and password, and obviously click on that to register if you want to use the forum. So that's the forum, and then the forum opens up a different tab in your browser, so you can go click on the other tab, go back to Flightradar. And then they're on Facebook, they're on Twitter. If you use Twitter, you can follow them, Google Plus, blah blah blah. Okay, so down on the left hand side they show you tweets, so you can click on that tweet. Let's see what happens. Let's click on that tweet and see what happens. Yeah, that just opens up another tab in your browser, the Twitter Flightradar24 tab. I love Twitter. I think it's a brilliant website. And then you can look through and see what information Flightradar24 are tweeting about. Quite often they'll tell you about planes that turn back for some reason. If they've had an engine failure or something, they'll let you know whenever a plane's diverting, or when there's a thunderstorm causing lots of delays, stuff like that. So follow them on Twitter if you want. As you can see, they've got 245,000 followers already. So anyway, I hope that's given you a brief, that's a 20-minute introduction to using Flightradar24. That should save you a lot of hassles. lot of explanation. Also, I should say the free version, you end up getting adverts. That's obviously how they can afford to give it for free. You can just click on hide advert, and the advert minimises. So there we go. That's how to use Flightradar24. Any questions? Leave a comment on this YouTube video. As I said, hopefully I've just given you a brilliant way to spend some free time. I absolutely love it. So you can just move around, click on planes and find out about what plane is, blah blah blah. So it's brilliant. Thank you for watching, and go and have fun on Flightradar24.com. Bye bye.